Hello gamers, it's SoftKitty99 and today we're in Parkitect. We're at my own park that we've been building, Kitty Corners, and as I said, I was thinking of adding a transport ride because we've got our entrance here, we've got a couple of rides in, started our main street, and I was just thinking it might be quite good to have something like a monorail to transport from above these roofs here and then head down to the far end of the park, which means we're going to need to extend this first. I think it wants to go the same sort of length as we've got here, so we need to think about this. So we've got two gaps between each of these builds, and then we've got what, 1, 2, 3, 4 over here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So yeah, we're in the right position for starting to build these. So I think what we start with is some paths work. And we want to make sure that we've got the same paths that we've used before. So we've got the we've got the cobblestone, so we want this to be this colour, and then we want the brick herringbone to be this colour. Right, so that's what we've got. So 1, 2, 3, 4, then that's 3 along, and then we've got 2 gaps, and we've got 3 of them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3 for the little planter in the centre, and 2, and then the planter, which is 1, 2, 3, and then another planter, 1, 2, 3 spaces, just like so. And then the opposite end of here we said had what, 2, and then a extra 1 around, and 3 in the middle. Right, so we want one. Let me just double check that before. Let's just double check. So we've got 2, and then we go out by 1. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, okay. I think we'll add another square like that just down the end, just to make it the same. So we've got the 3. We want to go 1 wider there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Which should leave us a 3 by 3 in the centre. That's exactly what we wanted. So now we need to put the edge on the path with the other colour, and then we want to go around the corner here. And we probably are going to have some paths off this, so the 3 there and 3 there, and then we'll decide whether this is an end or whether it's going to have more park later further down the other end. So we've kind of built our centre section there. So I think what we need to do is grab the fencing, if I can. Oh no, I had it and then I lost it. Oh, quite fiddly sometimes to pick the fence up. Right, so we'll put the fencing in, and then we'll do some pretty work. So we might not end up putting in our transport ride today, I'm not sure. It depends how long it takes us to set everything up. But yeah, we will get to rides, I promise. I just thought it would be fun to build it and have you be able to see every step of the way. So I hope this fence doesn't have right and wrong sides, because I'm just kind of going around and around here, aren't we? In fact, we should probably go in a little bit, shouldn't we? To check that the fencing and stuff doesn't look crazy. There we go. How does that look? No, I don't think there is a right and a wrong side, is there? I think it does. Alright. Yeah. So how did we do these? We had a bench on each end, and right, so we have benches, and then bins, and then lights at the ends. So let's do the same on these. So bench, 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 bench. So we've got 4 benches on each of these. Actually, I didn't check how we did the square, did I? Yeah, bench on each end, lights at the 2 sides, and we've just left gaps, okay? It's going to be quite a lot of going up and down just to make sure that we've got it all the same. So I want the park to be consistent. So then we want the lamp, but we want this one. So on the 2 sides, like so, and then on the end on these, to make sure it's all nicely lit up. And then we want the bins, which is this bin, in between, and then we'll put in some flowers and things. And we didn't put bins on this, did we? No. So here we had a big fountain. We don't have to do the same though, do we? We could do something different. We don't have to do the same, but with these I think we might do something similar. So let's start with some plants. And we want the trees. Now, which ones are these? Are these? I think they might be slightly shorter trees. Weren't there some a little bit taller? Yeah, I think we used the taller ones, didn't we? So we'll put one of these poplar trees, the taller ones, in the ends of these, like so. And then we want some nice flowers. We want those, actually we want the bushes, don't we? So under plants, isn't it? So the nice big bubbly shrub in the red. We'll have one of these in the middle for a nice big bright splash of the colour, and then we had the floral one, but I think we did change the colour to a oops, I've lost it again now. We did change the colour, I think, to a paler one. I think the white was a lot white. The cream was a paler cream, so it was like a paler colour like that. Look, a much paler sort of. I think I'm going to add, I think we're going to add 2 in. So the plants are going to be slightly different, but they're going to be very similar, if you see what I mean. We're trying to keep a kind of a similar theme. So I'm going to add extra greenery in the ends to make it all very floral. So it's a similar theme to the ones we had down the other end, but they are a little bit different. So I'm just playing with the shapes and things a little bit. And we did use these little dark ones to like add into corners and things where we've got little gaps. So we'll go down one side. I'm going to put one in the corners, quite a few in that one. And then we're going to rotate around so we can check from the opposite side, you see, just to see what we might have missed. So there's not tons of space, look, so I think we're doing quite nicely. Right, beautiful. Right, so I think that's possibly enough for those. Yeah, I think that looks quite good. So now we want something in this central area. Now down the far end we had a great big fountain in the middle, but I think if we do the same in every section it might be just a little bit too much. So I'm wondering if we can use like a huge sculpture or something. And so what actually do we have? Do we have some nice, how big is this? We can't change the size, can we? No. So that is the big size of the sculpture. So if we were to put the big sculpture in the centre, then what else could we add near it. Could we do like a... If we did like a dancey fountain around it, that might be interesting. I'm going to tie these things so that if you like them, you can use them yourselves, and if you hate them, then you can just look at it and say, no, what did you do that for? Little gem structures. That's interesting, isn't it? I'm not sure that I want... mind you, we've got that bright... Do you know what? I might use some of these gem clusters just for something a bit different. What do you think? Yeah, maybe. And then maybe we can put like a gem, if we can rotate you in front of the sculpture like that, maybe. I'm just looking for something a little bit different, see? Just something a bit different. Bit different. I don't want to go crazy, but I do want it to be a little different. And keep saying the same words. That's crazy, isn't it? And what else we got? A little mad rock, maybe. Alright, and then we'll some flowery maybe around the edges. What other pretty things have we got? Nah, I don't think... I don't want to go crazy, but I do kind of want some, like, weird... I just want it to be really decorative and different. I don't want to go completely over the top, but I do want to kind of be different, yeah. Right, and then let's get some florals in. Florals and flowers, I think. Maybe not flowers. I keep going for flowers, but I don't really mean flowers, do I? I mean like, oh, maybe a bit of topiary, perhaps. Yes, I'll put a bit of topiary. Yes, quite like that idea. And then maybe one or two of these little round ones, and maybe even a couple of the different shape. How are we doing? Maybe around where we could... No, I don't think that. About the little... Yeah, and then let's get some plant. I don't really want to go high with this, you see. I'm kind of... maybe one of... yeah, a couple of those maybe. I want it to be different and interesting, yeah? Yeah, I'm looking for different and interesting. That's what we're going for here. Doing something that we've not done before. That's kind of where we've gone with this, isn't it? A little different. I think that might be a bit too tall. Right, so if we like have a couple of those in the corners, and maybe we put one big one. We'll keep it like yeah, I'm kind of keeping it Katie cornered, different in the edges and things, maybe. Is that too much, maybe? What other sizes do we have? I think the turtle's too big to fit. Yeah, much too big. That's too big as well. A little. Actually, that little shrub's fitting quite nicely in quite a few locations, isn't it? Alright, so what else have we got that's quite small that might fit in a corner? Actually, can we shrink this down? Can't we? How small can you go? Oh. In the corners, perhaps. And then can we shrink this one down as well? Yes, we can. So we can get like a little bit of extra like foliage with a bit more density, just to layer it all a bit more. So let's zoom in just a little bit more and take a little look at this, see what we've come up with. It's like nothing we've ever done before, but do you know what? I kind of like it. I think that's turned out quite well. What do you think? I kind of like that. Alright, so let's just rotate to different angles just to make sure it's all nicely filled in, and we're quite happy with that. I think I'm quite happy with that. It's quite busy. It might be a bit too busy for some people, but I kind of like it. I do indeed. With that sculpture nestled in the middle and all the layered colours and things, it gives you quite a lot to look at. So yeah, I quite like that. Very nice. Very nice indeed. Right, so that sets up most of this. Let's just add a little bit more of potential pathway going here on the sides, just to finish it off that little bit, and add as a extra little section like so. So if we come back in again now, it looks a little bit better, you see, from the pathway said design. There you go. So that's how it looks finished off like that. So that sets up everything now for building our monorail, and here is our pathway structure coming down in this direction, all set up ready now. So the idea is that we'll have the monorail coming down to this corner all the way from the shopping area that we've got built up here. We'll have the monorail start above here and head down to the opposite end of the park, and then it'll be like a shuttle service, so you'll have one going in one direction and then coming back to the opposite direction. So in the next episode we will be putting in the monorail to go between those two places that we've just put together. So that's the plan. Hope you've enjoyed today's episode. Please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. From Soft Kitty 99, goodbye and happy game!